Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, the High Guy Jacobs, and today we're taking a look at Archipelago Raid Bracket Breakdown. Looking at Jade, Gold, Azure, and Crimson. Jade, Gold, Azure, and Crimson. Jade, Gold, Azure, Crimson. We're going to look at all of them and see how they match up, see how we're ranking. Now, first and foremost, you will notice we are in G8. One of the higher brackets here in Elite. Maybe a little bit higher than we should, but let's go ahead and see how we're going to match up compared to everybody else. Okay, 248 million overall out in G8. Not the top of Elite, but fairly close. But let's see how we stack up in regards to everybody else. Now, first, let's take a look at Jade Legion. We can look at GRO. Actually, we'll just walk down the list through Jade to see what we're working with. And then we can run around to see what else we've got. Now, we already have allies. It's going to be Jade and Azure going up against Crimson and Gold. So we'll see how that plays in our favor. But that does mean we are going to be in a situation, hopefully, fighting a lot with Crimson, based on what depending on what they choose to do. Because everyone's going to be building, going to be building this way, right? So they're going to be building here, they're going to be building here, which allows them to build in. I'll have to hope that Crimson's going to build into us to give us fights over in green. Either way, we're going to start with taking a look at TKU out of 57, Brass Knuckles United, being led by Marwin. 197 million might, 554 million kills. Let's take a look at them. Infantry main, nice. Nice and focused over that infantry side of things. Decent amount of kills, mostly tier 5. A little bit of tier 6 by comparison. So 20% of their kills is tier 6. See what kind of deaths they have. 23 million deaths, so they do like to fight, which is good. That's Marwin. We got Figo, Fat Quokka. I know Fat Quokka. He's a good friend of mine. This AR is going to be quite interesting. There's a lot of players that I know in here. I know Quokka. We've got Rhodey, Overx. Dark Eternal at 203 over here. Bunch of 150s and lower. Some farms in the bottom side. All right, Brass Knuckles United. Next, we're going to look at Cliff, CLFF out of 303. Being led by someone I can't pronounce, who's got 250 million, 248 million might, but only 237 million kills. Let's take a look at what we're looking at. Looks like a ranged leader over here. But balance more than anything. Decent amount here. 20% again. Tier 6 kills. Not very many deaths. Means they're doing a lot of field fighting, not as much rallies and garrison fighting. What else do we got here? BFF 237. 442. Let's see what Locke is bringing. Yep, there we go. All white parts. All almost fully refined. This will be the one that we're going to be leaning on, I think, a lot in this one, as long as they're playing. 30 million deaths. A lot of field fighting out of this one, I bet. A lot of field fighting. Again, about a fifth of their kills coming from tier 6. It's good to have that one on our team. Chicken Banana. Couple of more 200s over here. 238s. I'm wondering how many players they actually have that are actual players. And how many are farms and stuff. But we'll probably be resting on Locke for a little bit, it looks like. And that's out of CLF. Now we got Full Apocalypse. Full out of 402. Apocalipsis España. 238 coming out of Fulgore. I think I know Fulgore. Let's see. Anything else respectable coming here? So we got 238. Kind of looks to be about it. Nothing in the R2 sections. Only a couple of farms. Not much coming out of that team. Full bringing, hopefully, some from some space. Now we look at Grop. Let's take a look at what our members look like. Nothing substantial out of here. I mean, obviously, we do hit hard and things like that, but we're looking at Goku's here. Hawkwind is here. Waikoto River better show up. Flash better show up. Nosferatus. Chad's rolling to 7 million. So we'll see how they play in all. It'll be interesting. And then lastly, US 12 Legends Are Us coming out of US 12, coming out of 592, being led by Eddie Game Over, 165 million, 351 million kills, likes to fight. Zombie Stomper, let's take a look. Infantry, lots of white parts. That's good. See, now here's better. We got to look at just about a third tier 6 kills, so the guy likes to fight tier 6. 16 million deaths. Not many deaths by comparison. So he fights for a hospital, doesn't really fight over a hospital much. Jimbo 82, more balanced. 263 mil. Almost no tier 6 kills by comparison. What is that? 8? An eighth. The Vedragonics, Vortec. Let's see here they have Sea Dog. All right. Well, we got one or two big hitters coming out of Jade. Let's go ahead and see what's going to be in our allies here out of Azure. First, we've got All-Star Zoo Rats coming out of 79 and being led by Azazel. Just under 200 million might, 341 million kills, decent fighting. It's kind of like what my account is right now. We got 210, lots of kills. Way more balanced, though. Interesting. About a sixth. Little bit less than a sixth. 25 million kills, or deaths, pardon me, likes to die. That's good. Leperceptor. Ellie, Kijo, Sugar Snap, Yo. I mean, it's really just going to depend on who shows up, right? That's going to be the biggest thing. Psychic Panda, bunch of farms. Bunch of others. So again, it depends on who they brought. But that's Rats, the All-Star Zoo, coming out of 79. Next, we've got Killer Knights coming out of 263, looking at 101 Killer at 180 million, but only 24 million kills. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Literally nobody out of Killer Knights. Let's see what we got coming out of Seven Sins, being led by Rifleheart. 209, not bad. 346 from Little Witch. Here we go. That's beautiful. She likes to fight. That'll be good. And almost all of it, like almost half her kills are tier 6. So she really enjoys to smash. That'll be good to have. We got Nuke. Expected a little bit more out of Nuke. Especially with a name and a picture like that. Highest 270. Only 112 million kills. That means it's a lot of inflated might. A lot of troops, not a lot of punching power. Too balanced, if you ask me. Not bad. Stancination. Let's see what they got. Decent. White part. Some kills. A lot of tier 6. This guy likes to fight. I like this guy here too. Very nice. Very nice. 149 account. Can't complain. I'll take it. Pippin, Guy Pew. Let's see who else they got here. 203, an account for sale. 'Tomorrow. All right, not bad out of 7. 7 Sins coming out of 413. Now you got Kraken Skulls 49, KS 49 out of 491. Champ coming in at 214. Leading with kills, 619 million, 692 million, pardon me. Mooseman, got some white parts, that's good. Well, lots of tier 6, that's good. About a third is tier 6. More than a third is tier 6, that's good. Lots of fights. Interesting. All right. Mooseman's coming in. Penance. What do we got? Techie Shodan. All white parts. That's good. Slacking on the kills, though. Decent parts for that. Rider and infantry, but slacking on the kills. I mean, decent for tier 6. Most tier 6, so maybe just now getting into fights. It's possible. 21 million deaths. That's good. Well, Techie Showdown will be able to show up a little bit, I think. T1 is king. I got a couple of options here. Nice. More white parts. Good focus on the bag. Balanced around, though. That's why they're focusing on the bag. Fifth of their kills. More than a fifth of their kills are tier 6. That's decent. Still a little bit low on the deaths, but that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. 50. Expat. Davey Dave. Daddy Dave. Decent. Good mix. Again, balanced. More infantry, it looks like. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see who shows up. That'll be the determining factor on really who shows up. Coming out of Kraken Skulls. And then lastly, we got LH coming out of 613. LH coming out of 613, being led by Lucky. 209, 212. 418 million kills. 331 million kills. Labubu. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, so that's going to be Azure and Jade we've got through now. Now it's time to dive into gold. What's across the side of things? We've got SOXP. The Explorers coming out of Region 15, being led by Rafal. 253 right off the bat. 238. We got Boro, 212. See, this isn't stuff I'm totally concerned with yet. What's Jar? Yeah, just one white part. Nothing really concerning. 253. 255, but no kills. All right. That's SOXP. Next, we've got DLX1. DLXI, Legion of Death Guards. Boss coming in here. Yeah, Boss. 301. Missing out on some of those white parts for the rest, but Rider Heavy looks like. Half tier 6. Lots of tier 6 kills, so you can expect this one to wail hard. Boss 301 coming out first. Goomba 266. Przemko. Yeah, these guys are going to be good, so we're going to have to watch out for them. Yeah, we're going to have to watch out for Legion of Death Guards. No Fear Group. I know Noxie. These are friends of mine. Infinity is a good friend of mine. Carnage is a good friend of mine. Yeah, I know a lot of these guys. Carnage is pretty strong, too. So that one's going to be a good fight. Carnage and Infinity. Not sure about Mongol, but... Kinney. Top Shi. This will be a good fight there with Noxie. No Fear Group coming out of 156. We got Russ. Tarantulas coming out of 199. Let's see, 164, 243 out of Exhibator. No white parts yet. That's not a problem. 229 out of Muss. Rider heavy, but still missing out. Lots of kills, though. $249 coming out of Nonita. Ranged. White parts and ranged. All right. All right. Interesting. All right. Nothing too much out of Tarantulas. Not too worried about them. Let's see what do we have here. This one will be another good fight. 279s, 289. White parts coming out of his riders. Still missing parts and stuff for the rest, though. So he's a rider-only main, looks like. 247. I mean, the fights are going to be good, it looks like. It looks like the fights are going to be good. It doesn't seem like anybody is so overbalanced yet. Did we just look at this one? Yeah, this is one we're looking at. This is going to be a good fight. And that's JP Remnant Soldiers out of 366. Lastly, let's start taking a look at Crimson Legion. Crimson Legion is one of my good friends. I know them heavily as well. I know Misery. I know Chevaliers. And I know Meow. So this will be a good fight coming in the north side too. First, let's take a look at Misery Loves Company. We've played these guys a couple of times. Shizuka, Cylon, Base. Base is a good friend of mine. Even Less is a good friend of mine. Handsome Yurik, I know him too. Himiko is there. Torx. Vietsman. Vietman. Otrera. Yep, I know these guys. So this will be a good fight with them too. Out of Misery Loves Company from Region 28. Now we got Chevaliers out of Region 35. Starting with Electra, Royal Priesthood, Hasia, Warwick. Let's see what he's got. All right, white parts. Still missing some of this. Lots of tier 6. That's good. Yeah, that's good. There we go. See that? 49 million deaths. That's what we're looking for. That's a guy that likes to fight right there. So Warwick is going to be a big deal. Stock. Stock might be a little bad. Not too bad. Tommy the Cat. Not too bad. 16, 17. Again, not too worried. So really, Warrock is the one to worry about on that team here. Now, we got OU coming out of 153 being led by AK. Holy Jeebus. Yep, that's going to be the problem child right there. AK coming out of Crimson. 2.5 billion kills. And mostly tier 6. Yeah, you can tell where they've been fighting. So that'll be our problem. AK is going to be a problem. Holyoke. Lots of kills. Gengar. Some white parts there. Lots of red. Coming on white. That's another one. This guy's going to be strong too. Crimson's looking to be the strongest so far. Coming out of OU. Now we're on to 335. 260, 275, 265. Couple of white parts. More white parts in the rider side of things. A couple of white parts. Nothing from her ranged. This will be some more good fights that are red. I think red's going to be the ones that are going to dominate. They look to be pretty strong. And then lastly, Meows, Cats, Coffee, and Cake. Coming out of 387. 210. Okay, nothing too worried much about there. King is here. I think this is a different king. Rice sale. A lot of people are selling nowadays. Dunnage. CD1. Farms and stuff. Alrighty. Well, that's it, folks. That's going to wrap it up for our entire bracket breakdown. We've seen all of them. We've got Jade and Azure going to be going head-to-head against Crimson Gold. We're going to have to see how this tailors out, but it looks to be some good fights. We've got a couple of big hits from either side. A couple of full swingers from either side, so it should be a good fight. And as long as we have the members to show up, we should be able to do well. So here's to hoping that goes well for us. Right? Other than that, folks, if you haven't already, smash the like button. Comment down below what you think is going to happen in this IR, or in this AR, pardon me. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, fill out the notification bell, and go ahead and click the join button and become a member. It's only $5 a month for only $5 American dollars a month, and it really goes a long way to help support the channel and help us grow the way that we'd like to and the way that we can foresee us doing this in the future. All right. So that being said, like, comment, subscribe, fill out the notification bell, hit that join button. Love, peace, chicken grease, and until next time, stay lifted. 3, 2, 1, let's go.